your servant is listening. You have the words of everlasting life. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. When the days for Jesus' being taken up were fulfilled, he resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem, and he sent messengers ahead of him. On the way, they entered a Samaritan village to prepare for his reception there, but they would not welcome him because the destination of his journey was Jerusalem. When the disciples, James and John, saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume them?" Jesus turned and rebuked them, and they journeyed to another village. As they were proceeding on their journey, someone said to him, "I will follow you wherever you go." Jesus answered him, "Foxes have dens, and birds of the sky have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his head." And to another he said, "Follow me." But he replied, "Lord, let me go first and bury my father." But he answered him, "Let the dead bury their dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God." And another said, "I will follow you, Lord, but first let me say farewell to my family at home." To him Jesus said, "No one who sets a hand to the plow and looks to what was left behind is fit for the kingdom of God." The Gospel of the Lord. In today's gospel, Jesus and his disciples were on their journey toward Jerusalem. And while on the way, they did not find welcome in that Samaritan village. Not because Jesus had done anything at all to them, but only because Jesus' destination was ultimately Jerusalem. And you will remember, of course, the Samaritan woman at the well who reminded Jesus that the Samaritans had nothing in common with Jews. There was that division between Jews and Samaritans. The division was great, and it affected where they worshiped, when they worshiped, how they worshiped, their understanding of God, and even their social norms or values. Jesus' disciples thought they found a solution to that problem. They'll just rain down fire from heaven and consume them all. Makes sense, I guess. Jesus would have none of it. Instead, he says, no, we'll just go to the next village. He's called the Prince of Peace for good reason. As we in the Catholic Church and other Christian brothers and sisters in other Christian communities, and also people of goodwill, celebrate the end of Roe versus Wade, many are quite celebratory, and rightfully so. And many are very angry about their supposed loss of liberty and reproductive rights, and are worried about women who find themselves with unwanted pregnancies, and as a result, take drastic and horrible and sad and dangerous and harmful actions to themselves and to others. Sadly, on this issue and many others, our country remains divided. Like Jews and Samaritans, we often have trouble finding common ground. And like Jesus' disciples then, many of Jesus' disciples still today are quick to want to call down fire and consume them all. But as we read in today's gospel, this is not Jesus' way of doing things. Jesus demands more of us. He demands that we love and that we work towards peace. He demands that we roll up our sleeves, set our hand to the plow to find meaningful solutions to the anxiety and the fears of the day. As Jesus' disciples, we must commit to the work not only of ending abortion, but to addressing the situations that leads to a woman desiring an abortion in the first place. And these are social structures. They are attitudes that must be changed. Well, that takes work. It takes commitment. It takes creativity. For too many women, abortion has promised the easy fix to take care of a problem. But to too many others, belief that ending abortion is also an easy fix. My brothers and sisters, there are no easy fixes. There is only the hard work that must be put in to addressing the anxiety and the fears that exist today and in every generation. There is only opportunity for love, and there is only seeing others through Jesus's eyes. It might surprise many of you that I'm not actually anti-abortion. Stay with me for a second. I am pro-life. And we are all called to be pro-life. And that includes being against abortion, but it is also a lot more. Jesus wasn't anti-anything. He was pro-life. And he worked to bring people back into the community of love through healing. Jesus was pro-life when he forgave sinners and he welcomed them home. Jesus was pro-life when he changed water into wine because a married couple was going to have a very difficult time at their wedding reception. He was pro-life when he said, "Those who are without sin cast the first stone," as he stood alongside a woman who was caught in the very act of committing adultery. He was pro-life when he raised Lazarus from the dead. And he was pro-life when he fed people, and he taught people, and he counseled others. Jesus wasn't just against violence. He was for life. And we have to do better than being against abortion to save the life of an unborn child. We must be for life to save the child and their mother as well. And that's a lot more work. I received an email this past week from the California Catholic Conference of Bishops, and it read this: "We are fervently committed to ensuring women in California know that they are supported and that there are options when facing an unplanned pregnancy." Our U.S. bishops continue, "We challenge lawmakers to provide equitable assistance and commit to new funding and resources for maternity and childcare. California needs to be a sanctuary for women, children, and families struggling to thrive in our state over those seeking abortions. It's time they continue to reverse the state's priorities. It is not enough to claim that you are for life. You must be the hands and feet of Christ working to make it a reality. Be a loud voice, a shining light, and a beacon of hope." We who are pro-life must be about the work of bringing love, acceptance, forgiveness, counseling, and hope to women and girls in this state and in our nation. There are no easy fixes with this, But after 45 years, over 45 years of legal abortion and over 50 million abortions in the United States alone, we celebrate the Supreme Court's decision to end legal abortion. And we must be about the work of legislation and communities of support that are pro-life, pro-women, pro-adoption, pro-counseling and resources, and pro-families. That's what being pro-life is all about. And it takes work.